Hi guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So today I thought we would come along and just have a play and make some paper clips. I've got a large stash of paper clips that I was really kindly gifted. So I just thought let's come along and yeah, have a play and make some. So I've brought along a bunch of things that I thought would work really nicely on paper clips. And today I thought I'm just going to make tiny, you know, these regular size paper clips. Yeah, so if you're wanting to do some along with me, you would need obviously some paper clips. I've brought along some like fabric samples, which I thought would be just ideal for this project. They tend to be sort of a bit velour-y, most of them. I mean, obviously they're upholstery samples, so I mean we've got a variety of different upholstery fabrics, but you know, they're just quite ideal little things. Got another piece of fabric, got some lace, and obviously I have got some bling. And then I also have brought along some little flowers and things as well, just for extra trims if we wanted them. I've obviously got my distress ink and my scissors, and my glue and my hot glue gun, and I think that's everything if you're wanting to do some with me. So yeah, let's just kind of get cracking and just have a nice time basically. Feeling a little bit stressed today. Obviously kind of the everyone being at home is beginning to take its toll on everybody. So I just thought need to do some just, you know, something that requires no thought whatsoever. So this just seemed like an ideal little project really. So I'm just going to cut out a bunch of things that, you know, hopefully will make nice paper clips. I should have probably used the smaller sorry, the bigger clips, the bigger paper clips for these ones, but never mind. We'll see how we get on. I mean, these might be a little bit too big for those tiny paper clips, but we'll just see how it goes. So there we go. And actually, these dictionary definitions, I'm now thinking I probably would have preferred the ones with the fancier frames, so I might swap these out as well. But again, you know, we'll just see how we get on really. Oops, just pick off a bit of glue that was on my mat there from before. And then I brought along my inked inchies because I thought they actually would be perfect for, you know, baby size paper clips. So I'm just going to randomly cut out a few. So if I just take these ones. Oops. I'll just do these ones as well. Okay, let's put them to the side. I'm obviously being very ambitious, you know, anticipating getting an awful lot of paper clips done in this session. We'll just see, but I suspect that actually it will be, you know, nowhere near any of these. But so this is that glossy photo paper that I had ordered by mistake. You know, I thought it was matte, and yeah, I mean, obviously completely my fault. I obviously ordered the wrong paper, but so I'm just using it really to use it up really. But I mean, having said that, it is quite nice, but I mean, obviously the distress ink, you can probably see, I'm not sure how brilliantly that's going on. It just seems like it's what would be the word? Patchy. It looks even more patchy than I often get it. So yeah, but anyway, I mean, it is what it is, so we'll just use it up. So I'm obviously filming these videos ahead. If you know, depending on how long it takes me to upload this, maybe the situation has completely changed. But if you're wondering what I'm talking about when I said everything was beginning to get to me, I'm filming this during that lockdown still. I'm talking about it like this in the hopes that by the time this video goes up, maybe the situation will have changed. You know, but I'm explaining obviously for if it has changed and you wonder what I'm talking about, so as you know what I'm talking about. Okay. I just do like a bulk load of cutting out. Like that. Okay. So let's just take, you know, a couple of different things just so that it's a bit more interesting than the same things on every paper clip. So I'll just bring in a couple of these pieces here. And I thought I had a tiny clock one. Do I have an even smaller one than that? Maybe not. Just kind of quickly grabbed a few things. Right, and actually I am going to, I think, do a slightly fancier dictionary one. So I'll just cut this one out, which is in a fancier frame. Okay. Cut that out. So I hope everyone else is doing well. I hope that, you know, if you're, like, if we are still in lockdown, I hope you're surviving and not finding it too awful. I really don't want to complain because, you know, obviously ours has not been that awful either. But, I mean, obviously kind of after a while, it just makes you feel a bit anxious, doesn't it? Because, sometimes demands on your resources are more than they would be at other times, let's just say. So, right. Okay. So we've got those. Now, again, I mean, I just thought use up some of these little fabric samples like this. So probably just see which ones would go quite nicely on here. Maybe those three on that one. So again, just quickly ink that up a bit around the edge. And this one. Okay. And then I've just got some lace here, so I'm just going to cut a little section of lace off. So I'm thinking I might just back this onto some book page paper. So let me just grab some from somewhere. Oh, she says, and now I can't see any. Well, perhaps I'll just back it onto something else. So I'll just back it onto this, I think. That's not really working out too brilliantly, but I guess if I put it there, that might be okay. So hopefully my glue's going to be cooperating. Actually, just before I do that, just check whether this one fits better. Oh, that's better. So I'll just glue this down on there. There we go. Oh, you just always feel a bit better, don't you, once you've done a bit of crafting. So, and I will back these as well onto something. So let me just see if I've got anything else that I can just grab in and use. I wonder if I could use that one always nice to just be able to use things that you've got laying about, isn't it? So I've obviously been using these background papers for other things, and it's really good to be able to just use them now for you know, what's left of them for something else. So just pop that one on there, and then I just need something for this one, which, I mean, I must have some book page, I'm sure, laying around buried under something, but of course I now can't see it. I have got some sheet music. That's annoying, isn't it? Well, perhaps I'll use him instead, because he will just fit on there a bit better. Okay. Okie dokie. Right. So what I will do, I think, is cut this down. Like that. I'm just going to rough up the edges. Again, this is that copy paper that I got from Amazon that's actually 160 GSM rather than the 80. I have to say the quality is, you know, noticeably better. So yeah, I will try and remember to put that on my Amazon affiliate links on my website, because it is actually really quite nice paper to use. You know, it feels considerably thicker. And like now, tearing it, it's not so prone to tearing. I mean, not that I mind that. Ordinarily, I quite, you know, don't mind all those tear marks. But having said that, obviously a robust piece of paper is better, isn't it? Okay. And just trim that one down. So I'll just leave that one, I think, like that. Because if I start trying to rough up the edges of the sheet music, I'm pretty confident that I will end up. Just going to move my camera slightly, because I am still struggling to try and get it just right. You know, since having my new camera set up, i.e. filming with my phone, I know that a couple of videos have been out of frame a bit, and it's just hard to get it just, you know, so you're used to it, to be honest, when it's one that you're not used to. Okie dokie, so that one on there. Now, I can also ink this fabric up, so I'll just do that. Okay. And we can just pop that on there. So I'm just going to hot glue this down, and then that way it's, you know, nice and instant and stuck down there firmly. Okay. And then we'll just go for this one here. I'm now thinking I'm not going to fit all three on there, am I? Okay, let me just ink around the fabric a bit more. Okay, I'll pop that on there like that. So again, I'll just hot glue that down. Okie dokie. Okay, and then I will just chop those down. Obviously you can see that the outside has been cut with the pinking shears as per the original paperclip fabric sample, but I'm just going to trim it with my normal scissors, and I'll go right round because then I can match up all the edges then. So I don't know whether it's likely to have a tendency to want to fray. Doesn't seem to want to. I mean, I quite like it with the frayed edges, so I would have quite liked it to fray, but it doesn't seem really like it wants to, so I'll have to leave it. Then I've got this crocheted lace trim here, which again, I just thought I'll try inking up a little bit. I mean, funnily enough, I didn't mind it there white actually, but perhaps we'll just place it like that. So just see whether I can make it look a bit more shabby chic. Sometimes you can just stretch it out of shape a little bit more and it makes it just look a bit better like that. Okay, so I'm just going to then pop that down and I'll just apply the glue to the more solid parts of that lace. Okie dokie. The noise up here, by the way, if you can hear little noises, it's my daughter. She's getting her craft things out of the cupboard. She's going to be doing some crafting as well. So, did you want to say hi, sweetheart?
Hi.
Oh, good girl. Okie dokie. So that's those. Now, just get some card to obviously back my piece with. I mean, I've got this card, which was some scrapbook paper, which, you know, I've had for yonks and still haven't used it. As you can see, it has been coffee dyed, but still I haven't got round to using it. So I'm just going to use that. I'll just pop on the paper clip like that. And then depending how you want your paper clip, so whether you want it as a top loading or you might want it as a side loading, just kind of work out where you want it. I mean, I'm sure you've all made paper clips before, and I'm not meaning to sound really, you know, patronising, because I'm sure everyone's made paper clips before, but yeah, just for those who might be joining for the first time, I like to hot glue sort of right over the paper clip so it's really firmly stuck, and then I like to go quite near to the edge like that, stick it down so that when I then use it, and I'm not saying this is definitely always the case, but so for instance this one, it would then clip on like that and the edge is lined up with the edge of the paper, so that if I were using that on the edge of a page, for instance, rather than like the edge of an embellishment, that would be flush with the edge of the page. So, you know, it's worth just make a variety, because then you've got some to use in different, you know, different places. So if you want them hanging off, you've got some. If you want them snug to the side of the page, you've got some. You know, it's just worth playing around really. So just going to add a bit, oops, add a bit of bling. Then I'm going to have to grab another glue stick. So just pop that bling there. Oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? You forget, don't you, when you know, when you haven't made a certain something for a while, you forget how much fun that you have when you make things. You know, so I haven't made any of these types of paper clips for a little while, and actually they're such fun to make. Just going to flick the camera off while I get some glue, more glue stick. Okay, I'm back. I just needed to get another glue stick there. Okay, just put that into the glue gun. Right, so that's one. Just put them to one side. So we'll just do this one here. So again, I mean, this is quite a nice way to use up scraps. I mean, actually, I could have really done this as a mass making project, to be honest. I probably should have done. Yeah, I probably should have done. Well, perhaps we could do some more, you know, in a mass making, using maybe a different size paper clip. I mean, I know that sounds just really weird, like, to other people, but, I mean, joking aside, you do need kind of a few different shapes and size paper clips, don't you? Like, you know, sometimes you might need a square one, you know, square front. Sometimes you might need those banner type paper clips, which I know we've done before in the mass making. You know, you just, it's good to have a variety of things on hand, isn't it? So, where's that crochet lace? Okay. So again, so I might leave this one white actually, just again, so as I've got, you know, a few different things in my stash. So again, just pull that out and sort of stretch it out of shape a little bit more. Obviously you can see it's got slightly discoloured on the end from where I obviously inked up, you know, the last one, but that's fine. It just all gives it a bit more character really, doesn't it? So again, I'll just pop that lace down across there like that. Okay, and then again I just pop a bit of bling down. Okay, and then this one we could have as a top loading paper clip like that. So this time I will just obviously pop the top up on the top of the fabric. So exactly the same, you know, make sure that you've covered your paper clip with lots of glue, and then just, you know, plenty of glue, and pop it down. Okay, press that down. Oh, super cute. Super cute. Right, what was the other piece? There we go. Let's just see what we'll put this one on. Got some more fabric here. I've got this tiny piece which, as you can see, had a little bit of sort of check going on. So what I could do, right, let's have it like that, I think, and then I'll try and put some lace at the bottom, I think, to cover that up. Actually, I might just ink up that fabric first before gluing it down. Yeah, so I mean, it's quite a good way to use up all these little bits that I've had, you know, just floating around for a while now. So, are you doing some colouring, sweetheart?
Yeah.
Yeah. My daughter loves drawing, and her drawings are so creative and clever. It's really strange because, and this might just be me, I think it's perhaps a bit of a generation thing, but it might just be that I was perhaps not very imaginative as a child, but she's so imaginative. When she draws her people, they have all sorts of things going on. So, you know, she might do like rainbow eyes or all sorts of creative things, and or unicorn horns. Yeah, they might have unicorn horns on them. And the other day she was she was drawing my husband, and I heard her laughing, and she said, "Oh, you've got elf shoes." So she'd given him elf shoes.
And I have elves.
And
he had elf ears.
and yeah, then I heard her laugh and say, "Oh, actually, and I'm going to give you elf ears," which I just thought was so cute. And yeah, definitely. I mean, that's not how I used to draw people at all as a child, adding all those creative kind of things on. So whether or not that's just me, that I was really dull with my imagination, or whether that's how kids have evolved these days, I'm not really sure. But I mean, it's just so cute. Her drawings are an eclectic mix and so pretty. Unicorn cats. I mean, you know, all of her kind of favourite things she'll just incorporate into one theme. So, you know, people, they'll have unicorn horns on, they'll have elf ears, they'll have, you know, rainbow lips, or, and it sounds just really strange, but actually they look really cute. You know, she gets them to work and they look really sweet. So, but I think it's something going on now, because I think that's how all of her friends at school draw as well. Don't they, sweetie?
I told you, me and
Your
you
friend,
were babies.
yeah.
Me and you were babies in that picture.
Yeah, she draws us as babies and all sorts of things. But yeah, she definitely is very imaginative with her, you know, her settings for how people look and things like that. So
Heart eyes and
oh yeah, she does heart eyes and
star eyes.
star eyes, you know, you name it, she'll incorporate it if she likes the theme, or she, you know, she fancies incorporating it in the picture, she'll put it in there. She loves drawing, absolutely loves it.
That's why I'm drawing right now.
Yeah, that is why you're drawing right now. So again, I'll just trim this one down slightly more. And I'll just pop this one, I think, on this side. So again, just, oh, thank you, sweetheart. Okie dokie. There we go. Yeah, so I mean, although that is, you know, if you can see, I don't know if the camera's really picking that up, but that photo paper, which is obviously quite glossy, it still looks cute, you know, and it's still, you know, they're still quite nice embellishments. And I mean, actually, at first I thought, oh, actually, well, at first I was obviously horrified and thought, oh gosh, you know, now I'm stuck with this. Then I used it once or twice and thought, oh, I might be a convert actually, and go over to permanently using glossy stuff. I'm not sure whether I would permanently go over to using glossy things, to be fair, but I do, you know, I have been converted and I do quite like the glossy bits now.
This is you.
They're kind of fun. Oh, it's gorgeous, darling.
I'm making you a unicorn.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Right, so I've got a few more bits here. Perhaps I'll just take another one of those inky inchies and just then again just find some scrap paper that's, you know, laying around that I can use to back them onto. So what do I want to back that onto? Maybe have her on there. Like I say, I mean, it's really nice to be able to use up all these little scraps as well. So somebody, I can't remember who it was now, but it might have been Betty. I can't remember, so I do apologise if you're watching this and it was you and I've got your name wrong. But when we made the button embellishments in the recent mass making, I think I made like something ridiculous, like 12, you know, which actually was pretty good for me. I don't know how long she was doing the mass making for that afternoon, but in her comment, she said she had made 62 or 63. I couldn't believe it. That is so many, isn't it? So, I mean, talk about impressive. Yeah, I was really, really impressed, I have to say. Thought, wow. That just put my measly 12 to shame, didn't it? As I say, I mean, I don't know how long she was actually doing it for, but it certainly was pretty impressive, I thought. Just was trying to see where that would go best to get sheet music on, you know, both ends of the image. Yeah, I don't know how long it took her to do all of those, but that was pretty impressive. I don't think I've ever made like 63 of something. I don't think I've ever made like 23 of something, if I'm honest. But wow, she must have felt great to know that she's got that amount of stuff now in her stash ready to use. You know, that's just literally awesome, isn't it? So, yeah, good for her. was very, very impressed, I have to say. It's pretty cool. So, you know, I'm just thinking, wow, imagine if I just set my task for the whole of today making these paper clips. I wonder if I could do like 62 or 63 of these in a whole day. How many have I done? I've done 3. I've done 3. So once I finish these, I'll be on 6. So I'm like not even quite 10%. Not even quite 10% of the way. But hey, you know, get in there. So maybe I could. Yes, darling. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that glue is so annoying where it's not sticking instantly now. I have to keep pressing it down. I might just sit on this for a moment to try and get it to stay flat, stay glued. And whilst I'm sitting on that one, I will just glue a couple more down. Oh look, that was the one that I was originally going to use and obviously then forgot and used a different one. Was that another one that I had picked up to use? Who knows? So we just have those, I think. And these ones were the ones that I had actually said were a little bit on the big side for those smaller paper clips, I think. What about that one? Perhaps I'll have that one. Oh, I'm actually getting quite warm up here now. It's like a weird day. I think it's one of those days that's probably, you know, actually nicer than you think. You know, if you went outside, it's probably quite warm. Or it could be one of those days that just looks really quite nice, and then when you get out there, you're freezing. But definitely, yeah, I'm getting quite warm in here. Might have to take my cardigan off in a minute. Right, I've just spotted that I've got that red velvet there. So I might have to do one on red in a minute, just so that we've got something a bit different in our mix up here, because otherwise it'll be a bit boring to watch maybe if they're all very similar. I like to have them sort of more or less even in between those music notes. So I'm just having a look to see whether I've got one that's, this one's a bit smaller. Nope, not small enough. Unless I cut it out of the frame, which I guess I could do, or can I fit it in? Oh, isn't that annoying? Why didn't I stick that further over? Ugh. Well, let's have it down there, because to be honest, I can always cover the bottom up with a bit of lace anyway, so let's just pop that down here. Okay, so again, what I'm going to do is swap this one out with the one that I'm currently sat on. Oops, there we go. And I will sit on this one now to squash it. Okay. Right, let's just cut these out. So again, wow, what crafting goes on here, huh? Just sitting on those bits. Okay. You just got to sometimes do what you've got to do, haven't you? There we go. Okay. And this one. And then this one. Yeah. Okie Okie dokie, so let's just bin these scrappy bits. And then I will just rough the edges up of this one a little bit, because this is that copy paper. Oh look, I was just saying about it not tearing, and now I've torn that piece. Oh, and again. Well, unless this was printed from my old copy paper, it could have been. So I'll just rough around the sheet music slightly, but hopefully not too much, because that probably is quite prone to tearing. It's just, it looked very flat to me. Probably where I've sat on it, to be honest, but yes, that would do it, wouldn't it? Sitting on it, that would probably squash it completely. Okay. So just ink around this. Now I quite like it, you know, when it gets all quite folded in, you know, and crumpled like that. I mean, I think that's really nice and adds a bit of character to it. Oh, is that your picture, darling? So this is Mummy and this is my daughter, look. And is that elf shoes? Oh, have we got cloud heads? Have I got a cloud head?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. And the unicorn horns. Heart on the unicorn horn. Oh, it's beautiful, darling. Thank you so much. I love it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I keep that over there. Wow, I never thought I'd see myself with a cloud as my head.
When I was at school one time, I actually did clowns for heads.
Did you? Wow. See, anything goes. Anything goes when you're 6. Which is exactly as it should be, obviously. You know, if anything doesn't go when you're 6, my gosh, when would it? Right, let's just ink this up a little bit. So this one's a bit more velvety, this fabric. So again, just glue that down. Okay, and I'll just cut that out. And I mean, again, you know, you could incorporate, of course, other things. So just having a look here, whether I've got anything. I mean, maybe not that bird, which is obviously just drowning that lady out completely. She's like swamped by, you know, a mammoth bird. Let me just have a look and see if I've got some little flowers or something, paper flowers. But I just want to sort of demonstrate. I mean, to be fair, that doesn't particularly go, obviously, colour-wise, I don't think. But, I mean, yeah, if I had different colour fabric at the back, I'm sure it would look quite good. So I might just keep that out for a different one. Oh, that's good cutting, darling. Well done. Oh, brilliant cutting. That tiny little bee there. She quite likes fussy cutting. Well, let's face it, who doesn't? Who doesn't like fussy cutting? We all like a bit of that, don't we? Right, struggling to find some flowers now. Right, here we go. Okay. Well, I could have those on there. They're quite nice. So I'm just going to cut around that, I think. Like that. And then I wonder if we should just have that piece of crocheted lace. So again, just ink that up a bit. To be honest, I might as well just ink up the entire length now. Oh, I had some beetroot last night in our dinner, and I thought, oh, I really must do some of that beetroot staining, you know, the paper. because it just looks so pretty. But obviously I don't want to use up my little bit of beetroot that I've got for dyeing the paper, because obviously, you know, we're still on the lockdown at the moment. Who knows, I might not actually be able to get any more for a while, so it's probably best that I don't use it for just dyeing paper at the moment. Okay, just ink this
He's got
flower.
some cake too.
Oh, that's gorgeous, darling. Okay. I mean, I have to say, I kind of probably prefer that one without those flowers. But I don't want to just do everything looking the same. Oh, perhaps I need to find something else to put these flowers on. Perhaps I should put them on like that one. Maybe on her. Let's try her in a moment. Okay. Right, let's keep this one sort of more neutrally in colour. Oh, how boring. How boring am I being today? Yeah, really boring, to be honest. Really boring. Right, just pop my bling down. Oh, come on. Don't know whether I've actually got hot glue on there or not, to be honest. Hopefully there's enough. And just grab one of those little flowers again, I think. And just pop that on there. I mean, these will be just so handy to have just ready-made, to be able to pull them out, to be honest. So really quite a good job done once we've finished. Good, darling. There we go. So again, might just have that as a top loading one, I think. Oops. Okie dokie. So again, lots of glue, especially around the clip, and then obviously all around. Like that. Haven't really gone up close enough to the top, I think, on that one, but ouch. Ouch, that paper clip was hot. Right. There we go. Okay, right, let's do a different colour one now, because how boring for you guys just watching the same old colours going on. Now, just looking at her for a moment, and I thought, oh, I wonder whether we could have her on the red. What about the butterfly as well? She's a little bit too tall to go on this way up, to be honest, unless I cut her down a bit. So, sorry, that's my carrier bag of rubbish beside me. Shall I just cut her down slightly? Because then I'll be able to make better use of that fabric. I mean, seriously, as if I'm needing to string the fabric out, you know. I could do with using it all, really, rather than stringing it out further. Okay, let's just take that. So, because she's quite large on that piece of fabric anyway, I don't think I'm going to back her onto, you know, any other paper, because then again I will be back to the same old problem where she doesn't really fit on there. So I'll just rough around the edges again. Ink her up a bit. Okie dokie. And then I'm going to be able to have those flowers on there still. Yeah, I think so. So we're just going to pop her down. And then let's just have a look and see. Where's that other lace gone now that I had just now? Got that little tiny bit there. So if we just have that there, so I'm just going to glue that down. Like that. Oops. Okay. And then I'll just trim that down now in case those flowers are going to hang over the edge. It would just be difficult to trim it afterwards. So we'll just have those there, I think. So there's as little as possible overhanging. Again, I'm just hot gluing those on. They've got lots of little bits and pieces, so you know, trying to incorporate all of it. Okay. And then what we could do is have a little word or something on her as well. So I might just ink that lace piece a bit. Did I ink those flowers? I'm not sure I did. So let me just grab, you know, one of the words that we've made previously from the book page, and just pull out the other piece that I have been sat on. So quite a small piece there we've got just forever. I'll just ink that up. Oops. There we go. And then we'll just add a little bit of bling probably along the bottom as well. So, oops, that's okay. Just pop that there, I think, like that. So she's quite bottom heavy, to be honest. She's got lots of bits going on there at the bottom, but you know, that's quite nice. Okay. And just get that bling, which I've now got the glue threads all over me, so struggling to pick anything up now. Oh, come on. Come on. Right. There we go. Okay. And then again, just take my paper clip. Decide which way round I want that. Maybe I'll have that as a side-on pocket, I think, like that. So again, just all the way round, and then lots of extra all over that paper clip. There we go. Yay. Okay, so that one looks really pretty and a little bit different to, you know, to the others. So let's just now do one of these maybe. I'm wondering if we could have some black on here. So again, if I just now go around there, rough it up a little bit at the edge. Oh, it's tearing much more than it had done previously. Okay, and then ink that up. And then I've just got some black lace here. So perhaps, sorry, I lost my words there. Perhaps we'll just pop that onto that black lace, and then I wonder if we could just back it. So if I just pop this on to the black lace. You finished, sweetie?
Yeah.
Pop your craft box away then, darling. Good girl. Okay. So then just cut that one out. Like that. And then I'm thinking this can just go, I mean, it doesn't really even need to be visible, to be honest, but to just, you know, stiffen that up. I'm just wondering whether I want that there or not. Well, it helps to keep the lace in place, to be honest. So if I just chop that there. Good girl, sweetheart. Love you.
I think this one's the best sticker.
Yeah. She's still playing with those lovely stickers that were so kindly sent by Diane. So she's just saying which sticker she likes the best. So thank you, Diane. She's still loving them. They're lasting for ages. I mean, she's used them loads, but she's still got quite a lot on the sheet.
I've got 2 stickers because I've got this big pile of stickers and then ones.
Yeah. Got lots of stickers, haven't you?
Yeah.
But you love stickers, don't you? So that's good. Right, there we go. So got that one, and then I mean, again, you could add something really quite striking. So if I just cut out those pink flowers there. I mean, again, they've gone a bit of a weird shape now because I'm obviously cutting them out, you know, one after another, but they still look, you know, they still look fine. So if I just tidy up that leaf and make it look a bit more leaf shaped. There we go. Could have, I wonder if I should get rid of that. Oh, let's get rid of that big leaf altogether. There we go. So just ink those up. I wasn't going to add that. I was going to leave them more neutrally, but you know, like they were just kind of caught my eye at the corner, and I thought, oh, I just can't resist adding those bright pink flowers to that because they look so striking. So I'm just going to add them onto the side. There we go. Ah, that looks so pretty, doesn't it? And then, okay. I mean, this piece doesn't really even need any bling, if I'm truthful. But of course, I do like adding it. So let me just cut down a smaller piece. I just cut a 3. Could have it like that. I mean, to be honest, yeah, I really don't think it even needs it. But, whoops. But of course, let's just add it anyway. There we go. Okay. Where's the lid gone for my actual glue? There. So that's another one. And then where did I put the rest of that paper that I had cut out for the backs? No? No, that's disappeared. Right. Okay, let me cut some more. So that's quite good because I'm using this paper up, which had just been sat on my desk like literally forever. Only need a small piece here because, you know, this is only a very small front. So I just pop that on there. Okie dokie. So again, just decide which way round that I want it, and just going to trim that part down. Okay. And we can just trim it, stick it, sorry, as close to the edge as we can. I might even pop it this edge, I think. Like that edge. No, I'm going to go for this edge. Right. Okay. Okie dokie. Pop that down. Like that. Oops. Now stuck on me. Okay. So that's another one. Oh, you're probably all bored stiff now, aren't you? Because, well, you've probably all tuned off now and I'm sat here rambling on to myself. But, I mean, I'd love it if some people were still with me. But, hey, I do get it if you've decided to leave because you just couldn't take the excitement anymore. Okay. I'm just going to pop, I think, some bling on the centre of that butterfly. You know, just for a bit of fun there. Oh. Okay. That's really cute. Okay, and again, I'm tempted to put him on the black as well, actually. I think I will, but I'm going to keep this one black. I'm not going to decorate him up, you know, with something pink or anything like that. I'm going to just leave him completely plain, completely black. So we just pop him like that. I'd best move these flowers without even looking at them, because if I turn them over, I'll then be tempted to use them after saying, oh, I'm going to leave this one completely colourless. Not colourless, but, you know, just black without adding a splash of colour. So, and again, I'm just going to then pull in that grey, wherever it was. There it was, up there. And again, actually, I can just use that other piece there. Just, again, so it sort of stiffens it up, really. So just pop that down there. Okay. Like that. And then again, another one of those pieces of paper. Okay. No, it needs to come down even smaller than that. Yeah, it's looking really nice outside, so I think I shall have to go out in the garden in a minute. Have a cup of tea out there. There we go. Okay, so that's that piece. And then, again, what we could do is add a word or something to this one. So, again, let me just pull in my little stash of words. I don't want remember. love, could have love, 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 lots of loves, believe, special, no, that's not the right colour, freedom, create, got to create there, no, I'm going to go for love because I think the other ones don't necessarily go that brilliantly colour wise, so I'm going to go for that one I think. Okay. Just pop that one down there, like that. Oops. So pretty, aren't they? Okay, we will do 2 more. So we just finished these 2 off, and then I think I'll have to go because somebody's lurking outside the door. So yeah, I would like to just sit down and make these all day and see if I could make 60 odd. Something tells me I'm not going to, but you know, that would be fun. I suspect I could do it all day long, to be honest, and still not make 60. So yeah, very impressed. Right, let's have a look and see what colour we want to back this one onto. Again, probably just here, I think. So okie dokie. I haven't FaceTimed with my family for a few days, so maybe do that as well. Right, now these flowers here, I just wonder about having these on here or whether to have them on the other one. Let's just have a look. I thought I inked that all up. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Did I have 2 lots of this? How strange. Oh, look, I did. I thought, oh my gosh, this is just the weirdest thing because I swear I had like more than one of those. Or, you know, swear I had inked that up. So, yeah, for a minute I thought I was going mad. You know, when you're just like, well, perhaps I imagined that. Perhaps I didn't ink that up. And then you start wondering whether, could something weird have happened to the ink and it's come off? Did it get smudged off somehow? Well, not that I've ever known that happen, but I was just mystified as to what had actually happened to that inked up piece. So let's cut that down. Now, you see, there now is this urge for me to keep this because I'm like, oh, this is perfect for a tab on a tag. How ridiculous is that? Why am I wanting to keep this? But I am, and to the point, I now literally can't bring myself to throw it away. So I'm just going to pop that to the side. I mean, the worst of it is it would just obviously get so buried, I would never be able to find it to have on a tab anyway, even if I wanted to. So I might just as well have got rid of it, to be honest. Am I the only person who does that? Ridiculous. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop this flower on here. Oops. And I've tried to keep all the paper bits contained on the fabric, so they're not really overhanging, because obviously they'd then be a little bit vulnerable to getting, you know, bent and curled round and, you know, potentially knocked off. So yeah, I've just tried to keep them all contained within the, you know, even this one. I mean, there is a tiny little bit hanging off, but hardly any at all. And to be honest, you could probably just snip that off and it would still look, you know, look fine. Just to try and keep it contained, really. So again, let's just have a smaller piece of bling. I mean, actually, to be honest, this I think would look quite good with the pearly trim. Let me just see if I've got any of the pearly trim just laying around handy. Which, of course, now I'm looking for it. I haven't. Oh, I have. I thought, well, I must have some somewhere. So that looks quite nice on there, doesn't it? Just pop that one down there. Okay. And then I'll just again take my paper clip and my piece of paper. So again, I might just do this as a top loading paper clip. So just hang that over there. Actually, just do it that way up. Just looks marginally straighter. I mean, I have to say it's not particularly straight either way, but it's slightly straighter. Okay, go around. And then lots all over the paper clip there. And then we just pop that down. Okay. Okay, on the home stretch. So I'm just going to do that final one. Because of course, you know, it's sat there and it's ready to go. So might as well quickly do that. So perhaps we should do this one on some black as well. Just because I'm thinking, you know, I could use that up then. Although I've got that to use up as well. Oh, decisions. Let me just see how it looks. Whether I could use both. Oh, let's just use both. Let's be greedy and use both of those laces. So again, just pop that down on the lace like that. Okay, and then just trim that down here. Just going to cut across the top a little bit. And then I'm just going to pop it on here. So just trim that round a little bit like that. Okay. And then I'm going to have this, I think, hung on there as well. So it's a sort of double lacy piece. Double lacy, yeah. So again, just apply some glue. Oops. Sorry, had some lace there floating around. Okay. Like that. Okay, I think my time is nearly up because I can hear someone now coming up the stairs again. Right, again, just, you know, make this look a little bit more raggedy just by stretching it out a little bit. Otherwise it was just looking a little bit too neat and uniform, so just pop that then on here. Like that. And of course this piece deserves some bling because otherwise how boring. So we'll just pop a little bit of bling on here. Over on that side. Yeah, I mean I probably should have done this as a mass make, to be honest, but as I say, perhaps we'll do some other ones on the mass making. But, you know, maybe using some bigger paper clips or something. Okay, so again, just bring my paper in. And then just pop that down. I'll just have it as a side paper clip. Whoa. Okie dokie, there we go. Like that. Okay. So super pretty, and let me just see whether I've got a piece of paper that we can just put them all along the whole side. So I just pull in here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oops, 8. Let's hope that one wasn't a top loading one because we won't fit him on. Oh, thank goodness. 9. So we've done 9. So not too bad, I think. I mean, not a patch on the 60, 62 or 63, but not too bad. So yeah, I hope that you had fun if you decided to make some along with me. And thanks very much for joining me. Hopefully see you all again soon. Thanks then. Bye.